Welcome back to my channel. Now, hopefully I didn't bore you too much in the last two videos. You're probably watching them thinking, wow, this guy's buying a lot of train sets. But I had Argos vouchers, and I had a voucher from Argos themselves. And while I was looking at what to buy from there, I thought, well, I'll just buy this Intercity Express set. I'll part out the bits I don't want, so sell the loco, controller and stuff like that, and just get a bit of money back and use the bits that I do want. To be honest with you, I had no plans to keep this locomotive anyway. It's not my era. It's not what I'm into. But seeing it run, as you'll see in this video, it doesn't seem too bad. Although the quality does seem to be somewhat sort of cheap, shall we say. But obviously, I think these sets, again, are aimed at kids. As I say, it's an exclusive to them. Can't be bought anywhere else. So, really, that's all I bought it for, was a bit of track. But I will put everything else up for sale, probably put it on eBay or somewhere like that. I might even put a link in the description below. But I'll do a separate video showing you about basically my board has arrived. I've just built a quick oval out of all the different bits of track that I've got, just to show you. This is not how it's going to be staying. It's not just going to be a flat board with an oval, but we'll get to that in another video. So basically, you get obviously your train, you get your dummy carriage, you get obviously your main locomotive, which works either way, and then you get one coach in the middle. Reminds me a little bit of my Intercity 225 set that I had when I was a little kid. That was a Christmas present. I opened the box. I'm assuming this is quite an old deal that they've done. It's wrapped fairly well. Obviously, you can see there. You get your radiuses, you get a set of points, double straight. There's paper around, which I do like. I think this these days is the way it should be, because models are quite fragile. But this one just feels really sort of cheap, plasticky. There's very little detail. Like, I'm not expecting it to be like a beautiful steam engine, because it never is, it never will be. But it's just really sort of plasticky and sort of cheap feeling. And to be honest with you, the main driver was almost as sort of, we'll say, light as the dummy car, so I was quite surprised at that. So when I started running it, obviously never been run before, at least I hope not, otherwise I probably bought a return. It was obviously a little bit jerky and whatever, but it does get a lot smoother, as you'll see from the video. But like I say, you can see it all here. It's not the best detail. I would say this is on a serious budget. I don't think it was worth the price, even with the vouchers. I probably think this is a good 70-75 quid set, my eyes anyway. But here it is on a slow speed. It's fairly tidy. It runs a lot better than it looks. Obviously the headlights work as well, which is another nice touch in whichever direction it's going. And you can see here it's a fairly big oval. This is 8 foot by 4 foot. I will be adding another board 8 foot by 4 foot, so that's going to be like an L shape. At the moment, I've just set it up in the living room quickly, just to show people what I'm getting and how things are going. My back room, I'm in the middle of painting and decorating, so I can't quite start building properly yet, but just to show you that I'm pretty serious about it. So yeah, there's not much else to be said about it. It's really not worth the price point. Especially if you're a parent and you're buying this for your child. I think it's going to be quite robust. There's not much you can really break off it. So in that respect, it's great. But in other respects, not so much. I'll be quiet for a little bit, and you can just see it walking around and see what you think. So when you compare this set to the Tornado Express set, which I've already reviewed on my channel for exactly the same price point, you can really see the difference in the details and in the care that I think, even down to the packaging if you want to be a little bit picky. But it does run really, really well, really, really smooth, and obviously it's got a good top speed. But it's almost borderline sort of toy more than model, if that makes sense. So to me, like I keep saying, the detail just isn't there. Just a little bit more detail, a little, where the doors are, and just the colouring maybe. Just to me, it just doesn't. It's not quite there. And I know I didn't pay much for it, but if you're given this as a gift, or it's still it still was £99. Whichever way you paid for it, money, vouchers like I did, gift vouchers on top of that, you still paid a lot of money for it, for what it is. So I don't think this will be staying. I'm probably going to sell it. I have no idea what it's worth. Obviously I'll be breaking it from a set. So if anybody wants to let me know what they think these are worth, or if they've seen anyone selling them, because I know there's a lot of people who just buy sets just to break them. It's not something I want to do. I did genuinely want the parts from it. I'm not going to be one of these person who buys like a train set every time a new one comes out, review it just to break it and sell the locos to some person for their collection. I'm not going to be doing that. Like I said, I'm looking to build steam. This is not this just modern day thing is not my type of thing. I'm sure there's people out there who think it's great. So you can see the working headlights there. A little bit jerky, not really sure why that happened there. But that was the only time, I think. I think after this it just runs nice and smooth, running around. And obviously I run it both ways just so you can see it. It goes as fast backwards as it does forwards, and that may sound a little bit stupid. But I remember my 225 set, the Intercity 225, when I was a kid, and if you went full speed in reverse, the dummy car would sometimes just clip off the tracks. And that was a sort of simple oval. It was actually more of a kidney bean shape that I had when I was little. And it changes direction really smoothly as well. There's no slip, no wheel slip with this. You can start it on full power and off it goes. At the moment I've got an older style controller plugged into this where you can just flick it either way while it's sped up, just for testing. It came in a second-hand set, Thomas set that I bought. But I seem to be, I've already done a review on that, but I seem to be having a problem with that. Like, Thomas himself just seems to come off the tracks. He derails more on the train set than he did in the cartoon, and that's saying something. If you ever watched it as a child, I don't know what it's like these days. So yeah, back to the packaging. This is the box. You can see the controller there. I'll be selling that. I don't know what they're worth, probably pennies. And I've got so many curves, radius that I don't need. I believe they're R609s, so I'll be selling them as well. And I'll be keeping the rest of the stuff. I think I'll sell a logo. As smooth as it is, it's just not detailed enough for me at this price point. So I would say on a price point and the details and packaging, it's probably a 7, and I think I'm being fair with that. This is my little haul of stuff. The Intercity Express, which you're watching a review of now. There's the Tornado set, which I've done already, and I gotta say I do like that set. That's very nice. Tom's Tank Engine I bought second hand. Everything else is new, without a second hand. It's just so I could have it, but I've got some problems with the logo itself. So yeah, I'm pretty happy. I've got the Cornish Carrier here, and I will be doing a review on that. That's a lovely little set. But I've also bought an identical train, loose, which is going to be painted weathered. My friend paints models. He's going to do it for me, or actually show me how to do it. I don't know how that's going to turn out, but if it's not, it's only £17 for the spare logo, so I can't really complain. If it turns out bad, it turns out bad. If it turns out good, it turns out good. But hopefully I can learn a little bit of skill, because I've never really done anything model painting wise, and he wins some awards for some of the stuff that he's painted. But I'd also like to thank you if you're continuously watching these videos. I know some of the stuff may be a bit painful and you think, oh my god, this guy doesn't really know what he's talking about. Cars is my thing, but I've always had this as a hobby. I've always wanted to redo this from a hobby as a child. So, I've got to learn. Everyone's got to start somewhere. So any tips or anything you guys want to give me, or any information you want to let me know, put it in the comments. I do read the comments, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.